time 20 minutes ago. Still adverts, is good. Feels good to get out of Cineworld. Yeah, I'm going to work right now. I had a job interview this morning. Had a 3-hour-long interview. It was like, there was a test, a written test, a presentation, a tour of the place, and individual interviews. It lasted like 3 hours. There was like 10 of us interviewing. So I'll hear back from them in 2 weeks. And I also had work today, and I had time in between, so I thought I'd get over here. I was quick on time because it was 1:50, right? I got an interview like 1:30, 1:40, so I had to get to the cinema quickly. The bus was not far away, like the workplace is not that far away from here. It's like 20 minutes on the bus, 30 minutes on the bus actually, but it skipped like half the stops because no one was getting on the bus. So I got lucky with that. So I got here on the bus, from the bus like 2:13, and considering it's like 1:50, like 2:10 normally, 20 minutes later the movie starts. It didn't start, it started late. So I got lucky there. I got in like a couple minutes before the movie started, got to the toilet as well. So yeah, job interview, 3 hours. I've been up since like 7 a.m. or something. Came to the cinema, watched this, and I'm going to work, which is just down the road. And yeah, there you go. Then I'm gonna go home, watch the Euros. But yeah, to tell you my thoughts on this film, we'll wait till I get home. So we'll skip to then. Let me get to work because I'm actually running late right now. It's almost midnight now. Jumped many hours later, went to work, came home, watched the Euros game, Portugal, Czech Republic, and then I've just been chilling since then. And I thought, yeah, I forgot to review Bad Boys. Is this one called Ride or Die? Bad Boys 4. It was damn good. It was damn good. I mentioned when that Bad Boys 3 came out, and I loved that one. And I was so impressed by how much they leveled up with the third one. I also mentioned how the world needs more buddy cop movies. And I am more than happy. Obviously, Hollywood likes to overdo the sequels and the franchises. But I am more than happy for a buddy cop franchise to continue and to milk it a bit more. Because first of all, they're doing good, and second, it's just a category that I personally love. I love buddy cop action comedies. They're really fun. The Rush Hour trilogy, the Bad Boys movies, Lethal Weapon. There's a few other standalones here and there, but I've just named the franchises. But those are my favorite ones. Lethal Weapon, Rush Hour, Bad Boys. Every movie from each franchise, those are my favorite buddy cop movies. But there's also other stuff like the Will Ferrell and Mark Wahlberg one, where The Rock and Samuel Jackson jumped off a building. There's that one as well. There's been plenty of great ones. But I love buddy cop movies. And some of the best ones are the Bad Boys films. And somehow, even though the first two were really good and classics and very memorable, they leveled up with the third one. And the fourth one continues with that level up. I think the third one was actually better, but Bad Boys 4 is a certified classic. It is brilliant. I really enjoyed it. The story is good. Some interesting elements to it. Some interesting new characters that link to the captain. Obviously, Captain Howard in the third movie. Things happened. There's a big part of the plot is related to him in this film. And you see his family members. You see other members. Reggie gets to shine. It was really memorable from the Reggie scene. The first Reggie scene you see in Bad Boys, was it Bad Boys 2 or the first one? I think it was Bad Boys 2. Where they greet him at the door, and that was like such an iconic scene of Bad Boys. Like that's, when you think of Bad Boys, one of the scenes you think of is that original Reggie scene. So to see how much that character has grown, from the guy getting roasted by Mike Lowry and Marcus Burnett to take his daughter out on to prom on a date, to the confident US, is he a Marine? Oh, I think he's a Marine. To a confident US Marine who went full John Wick mode. That's all I'll say, because otherwise there's spoilers. But Reggie had a crazy moment in this film. And the way they filmed it was incredible. Also, that's something I forgot to mention, especially with like action scenes. The camera angles they used, the camera work was really good. There were some awesome cameos. There was a cameo from a certain director. There was a cameo from a certain social media influencer. It's not a cringy cameo. It's a good cameo. It was good placement. It actually fit really well. It didn't disrupt the story. But let's just say there's someone from TikTok in this film, and it's not cringy. I promise you that. But yeah, it's a cameo though. But yeah, there's a few cameos, and I just mentioned a couple memorable ones without spoiling it. I thought those were quite fun. The comedy was very good. It was very funny. One of the best things about buddy cop movies is, one, they don't get along, and two, the comedy is really good, and they find new ways to not get along, because obviously they're family now. They're, after these 4 movies, been through a lot, both the actors and the fictional characters. But you know, there's still always something that puts a tension between them, and I love how they manage to do that every time and still like make it make sense. And you know, families fight. Families do fight. Yeah, the camera angles and the action scenes are brilliant. The comedy was good. They brought back a lot of the characters from the third one. A lot of the new characters they introduced in the third one, they brought into this. They brought more new characters, including the new villains. The villains were interesting. It was like it's not like a complex storyline. It's easy to understand, and that works. And the villain is pretty deadly. And well, I mean, I like the fact that they used a certain animal. I mean, it's not really I don't. Is it a spoiler? I don't know. Screw it. I don't think it's a spoiler. It's not a big spoiler. But let's just say, obviously, these movies take place in Miami. Miami's in what state? Florida. What animal that's deadly lives in Florida? I just think it's cool to actually see one of those things in these films, because they do walk around in Florida, don't they? So why wouldn't you see them in one of these films? Anyway, the way they utilize this animal is quite funny. It's I like the way they use this animal. Marcus Burnett has an interesting story arc in this, a very funny story arc. It starts off quite light, then it gets really heavy. It's a nice first 15 to 20 minutes, and then the S card starts going down. There's a lot of different characters, a lot of different sides. It's not just the simplicity of there's a good side, there's a bad side. There are stuff like there's corruption within the force, within like higher ups and stuff. So there's one of those like conspiracy sort of films in a way. It's one of those. It feels like a spy thriller in some ways, but there's different sides to it. So it's not just like, oh, who's dirty and who's not. There's different elements. Without spoiling it, I can't really say too much, but let's just say there's different elements. It's not like, oh, you're on this side or that side. There's different sides to it, which I think works really well. And yeah, there's a few twists and turns. Some of them you see coming, some of them you don't. I mean, I guess it depends who you are, but some of them you will see coming. Some of them you're just like, oh, I did not expect that. Let's just say when you suspect someone, they're not always the one who's guilty. Sometimes it's someone you don't expect. And they played that angle well here. And yeah, it was a well-done storyline and great action, good comedy. I mean, all I ask from a buddy cop is good action, good comedy, and the 2 main characters entertaining. And it delivered on that. But on top of that, the story was good, the music was good, the reintroduction of characters they introduced in the third one was great. Integrating all the new characters, everything worked fine, and this is a great continuation of the franchise. If they end it here, I'll be satisfied. If they make a 5th one, I'll be like, I'm down, I'm here, I'm there day one, because I love buddy cops and I want more. But if they stop at 4, that's fine by me. There's no after credit scenes. That doesn't mean there's no 5th one, but there's no after credit scenes, so you can just leave straight away. But it was a fun movie to watch, and I'll give it a 9.5 out of 10. I actually really enjoyed it. I would be very surprised if this was not my top 10 movies of the year when I rank them in at the end of this year. It was a fun time watching this film. I had a great time before going to work. It was the perfect placement for me personally, because I had a job interview that was quite long, then went to the movies, and then went to work. I feel like I watched the movie at the perfect time of the day. It was a really good time of the day for me. So yeah, and I've had a good day since then. So I appreciate it. And yeah, Will Smith was bloody. I've seen some behind the scenes of how he like filmed some of the action scenes. He actually does a lot of practical like physical effects. He does some of the stunts himself. I thought that was really cool. Seeing some of the behind the scenes of Will Smith was like, I was just like, that looks awesome, and it was great to see in the film what was going on. But yeah, the way it was filmed, one of the most impressive things that they added in compared to the third one. But yeah, I really enjoyed it. If I was to rank them, I'd probably put the third one at the top, and then this one, and then 1, then 2. 2 is still good. I enjoyed all of them. It's just that I think with the last 2 they leveled up a lot. So I appreciate that. And if they do a 5th one, again, I'm down. For me personally, for this category of movie, it's not going to take much for me to like it anyway, because I just like the vibe of a buddy cop. Action comedy, as long as the action is good and the comedy is funny, that ticks 2 of the 3 boxes. The third box is the 2 characters are entertaining together. Those boxes are ticked, so I'm going to have a good time anyway. But on top of that, they made a good story, and there was extra elements that made it more entertaining, and yeah, it was just really fun. So yeah, before I keep repeating my same points 50 times, hope you enjoyed this sort of vlog, mainly review. This is your boy Davidoff. Please like, share, subscribe. Thanks for watching. Have a good day, and I'm going to sleep. Goodbye.